safe. Anybody hurt? Test. Is this mic working? I guess it is. It's a little low. There you go. Okay, welcome. Whew. Finally got it rolling here. Another live stream coming to you directly from Tascatero. And it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been, I think it was December 19th, something like that, right before Christmas that we did our last one. And, yeah, crazy, huh? I hope you guys all had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful holiday, Christmas, New Year's season. And everything is going well for you. And so, hey, what do you think about this new time slot? We got a bunch of new stuff here. First off, like we're going to be comparing a couple of amplifiers. And one of the things I wanted you to notice is that microphone there. Look at that, SM81s. Those are expensive little microphones there. So we've got a couple of those, one on the Quilter, one on the Quilter over there, one on the Henriksen. And then I'm also going direct. Now, when I just played what I just played, I actually had the Henriksen going with the direct. So, anyways, just wanted to put that out there. We got this fancy new pedal out to show it to you in a little while. So, one of the problems we've encountered is the flu. My gosh, at Thanksgiving, man, our little grandson got sick, and everybody got sick, just about. It came to Thanksgiving there, and it really knocked you for a loop. But then we recovered. And then got sick again. It's really fun. But now we're back. Kind of. So we're back from that. So I had to miss the guitar show in San Rafael, which I was disappointed. As a matter of fact, a fella called today and I think signed up for the Jazz Fest and said, "Where were you at the show, man? I was looking for you." So, yeah, we missed that. Missed a lot of stuff. But we're coming on to the NAMM show, which is coming up, which I'm debating whether I'm going to go to that. You see, the same stuff all the time. And, a lot of big companies, I don't know if they're going to be there this year. Gibson wasn't there. Fender wasn't there. A bunch of companies weren't there last year. So it's like, Not that I need to see that stuff, but it's always nice. I mean, but it's quite an ordeal to go to the NAMM show. But we are going to go, or I am, to the Vintage show in Orange County at the Costa Mesa Fairgrounds. We're going to be doing that. Okay, so grab your guitar. Later on, we're going to be doing a couple of things here. And I want you to remember this, man, that we need your involvement. Wes isn't here tonight with us, so but Gail's working the message board. And so I want you to really participate and, get on the message board, ask questions or whatever is on your mind. And I just noticed that FAR 3340, I just bought a Henriksen partly based on your reviews. I hope you won't disappoint. Hope you won't disappoint. Yeah, me too. I hope you don't either. I hope you put in the code for Guitar College. You get a discount. Greetings from Argentina. Wow, fantastic. And Jim Chaplin, what's happening, Jim? Jim signed up for the Accelerator course. He's going to be starting in February. It's really nice to have you, Jim. Jim was been on the chat here quite often. Bob from Anaheim. Bob, you going to go to the... I got to shut this door a second. Hey, Wes, can you come out and shut this door? If I get up, my mic will tear off. Or Gail. Yeah, are you going to go to the guitar show there, Bob? You got to come over at least to the Vinny's guitar show at the Costa Mesa Fairgrounds. Jim Rolfe, Jimbo, 1952 on the Freeway 23, headed home. Great, Jim. Be safe. Thank you. Yeah, I just needed the door shut. It's getting cold in here. Thank you. You know, I'm old. You know, I'm old and get cold. Jeez. So let's see who else we got here. Gail Severson, 944. I don't know where they come up with this. I don't know where that number comes from. I think whatever this is called, YouTube assigns it. Jeff from Nashville. Jeff, you still got that 775? I saw one on Reverb. Holy cow, they want a fortune for these things. Glad you got that. Andrew from New Jersey. What's happening, man? And Rodney T from San Diego. Rodney likes the pencil neck guitars. That's what he calls them, a pencil neck, which is the 5/8 or 9/16 nut width. Which I got a couple of them. I like those too, man. I like that. Austin La Musica. I'm on vacation so I can watch the show live. Oh, goody. Thank you. Hard Bop. Now, I believe that Hard Bop is Eddie, right? Eddie Davis. Thank you for joining us. Rob, what's up? Rob lives right down the road here, but I have to see him on the cameras. He's a accelerator student. Rob, what's happening, man? Wonderful player. It's funny. I've got you in a demo that I'm going to show later on. Louis from Mexico. Thank you for joining us, Louis. I have the window open and sitting in front of us of the fan. Gee, where are you at? Let's see. Bob Carney. Yes, I'm planning to go to the Amigo show on the 24th. Great. I will see you there. And then Craig from Camarillo. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so let me tell you what's going on today. What we're going to do right here on our show, I do a terrible impression. We're going to talk about this Eagle Classic. And we're also going to talk about this Sweet 16. I'm going to talk about, we've got a couple of questions for the day. Woohoo! And talk about, you guys been watching the tips for 2026? I did say tips, didn't I? Yes. Okay. And, thanks for this new time. I don't know if we're keeping this new time. Everything is an experiment from here on out. We don't know what we're going to keep and stuff. But how it's all going to shake out. But as a matter of fact, Nathaniel there, who was an accelerator student for the second time around from Denver, who's on the chat just now, popped up. This was his time slot, and so I had to bump him. But thank you for letting me do that to you. Okay. By the way, that first song I played is a song called Cookin'. And check this out, you guys. It's an important tune, man. Mastering Cookin'. I got a lot of lessons on this song on the library. So, comping stuff, solos. It's a very important song to learn. And I will tell you why. Because You solo around changes. The changes to the tune are B flat, A minor 7 flat 5, G minor, C, F minor, B flat, E flat, E flat minor, A flat dominant, D minor, G7, C minor, F, and then the stock turnaround. So when we solo, we want our solo to follow those chords. You hear it? You hear the chords move within the solo line? And that's the challenge of bebop playing. So, anyway, if you're a member of the library, get on over there and check out that particular lesson. I'm sorry, excuse me. One of the reasons why we didn't do the live stream is because I couldn't talk for 2 or 3 words without coughing. It's like, God dang it, man. Woo. So Dwight Bailey, thank you for joining us. And Sylvia, I haven't heard from you in so long. Thank you, Sylvia, for joining us. She's a wonderful guitarist. And probably one of the first guitar college students ever. Anyway, do you still have that guitar? That guitar that you bought from me? I hope so. Let's see, what else? Let me go back to my schedule. Here's my schedule. You want to see it? See that? This is everything that we're going to be doing today. So I got to keep with the schedule, man. You know, I read a great saying. I think it's Benjamin Franklin. If you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. Yay. Yes, Sylvia. Okay, and then we got Paul from La Crescenta. Paul is going to be running the jam booth, the jam hall on the Jazz Fest. Paul and his friend Randy Drake. And that's such a blessing. So you get to play with Paul. Paul, you're bringing your upright now, too? He was an electric player, and he does the Yosemite Camp, a student of Todd Johnson's. And Todd has whipped that boy into shape. Man, I tell you. Okay. Okay, let's see. What I wanted to say is our question of the day. You guys ready? I'm going to give you some time to think about this. What was your favorite Christmas gift? What was your favorite Christmas gift? Either giving or receiving. Okay, let me show you what I got. I got this new stereo amp. This little amp, man, it just blows away anything. And they compare it to $5,000 amps. And I tell you, this little son of a gun sounds fantastic. So you can stream from it just right from that. It's got tons of different EQ settings and equalizers preset. You have to run it with your phone. It's a fantastic little thing. It's got HDMI inputs. You can hook it to your TV. It's got uh, optical. It's got RCA. It doesn't have a phono. You would have to get a preamp for a phono. It's the one thing that's too bad. But yeah, this little thing, and there's a couple. This is the pro one. I got it because I figured I'm a pro. But there's other ones that are like $100 less that my brother-in-law got that are just fantastic. So that's what I got. I bought it for myself. But Gail was happy with that. Then it takes care of her shopping. Sorry. Although none of us were in any kind of condition of shopping. We started off Christmas with a bang. Right after Thanksgiving, went and got all the Christmas decorations, set them up early. It was really great. We're excited about Christmas. At our age, you know what? How many you got? How many Christmases you got left? You might as well enjoy them all. So, but then we got sick. Yes, I have all the guitars I got from you. They still sound great. Well, that's fantastic, Sylvia. Wonderful to hear that. Somebody says, just got here. What did I miss? Not much. But thank you for being here. You can always see the replay. Hey, honey, Gail, would you mind bringing out a glass of water? It's one thing I didn't bring this. Any water. Okay, Dwight got a Boss IR2 pedal from my son. What is that? What does that pedal do? Boss IR 2 pedal. I don't know. Anyway, just curious about that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you got a pedal. Anybody get a new guitar? Anybody get a new guitar? Thank you, sweetheart. Huh? Oh, okay. Thanks. Glug, glug, glug. So, yeah, you got anybody else? What'd they get? What'd you get for Christmas? Although the Christmas spirit, right, is all about giving, not receiving, right? Because we were given so much. Okay. Second question of the day, if nobody has anything else to say for that. Finger don't want to go straight, does it? You know, I have a rough time flipping a bird. I can't do it anymore. Probably. I was never a big bird flipper anyways. What are some of your most important resolutions, New Year resolutions that you're trying to make? What are they? Any ideas? Oh, wait a minute. William Melton, Jenny got me a rechargeable light for my music stand. The music stand lights nowadays are so cool. I actually bought another one myself. So now I have two, one that's in my gig bag and one that's over my piano. I'm thinking about getting another one over the little sound console I got. But yeah, they're inexpensive, around $20 for a nice LED light. It's got multiple settings. I had to bring it out and show it to you someday. It's so great and so nice to have. Jim got the AR 480 from you for Christmas and absolutely love it. That's your Christmas gift. What a wonderful gift. Very nice. Very nice. Good for you, Jim. By the way, I ordered another one of those today. That's the John Pisano. Runs about $1,700 around there. I wanted to do that before the NAMM show because as soon as the NAMM show hits, they're going to be slammed, and it takes them months to recover. They get everybody orders all their stuff and then forget it, try to get something from them. So anyway, I did that, ordered one more. I just figured, man, they're nice to have in stock. Hey, Rich, are chord tones and arpeggios the same thing? Yes. The only difference is an arpeggio is played single note. And an actual chord are those notes, but might not be in a closed order like that. So, yeah, they're the same notes. Lewis, Kirby got a robe. Thank God, Kirby. I'm getting tired of you running up and down the street naked. Good thing you got a robe. Are you going to be like coming out to get the newspaper in the morning now, Kirby? Make sure that robe is hitched up so you don't give your neighbor a little beaver there. I love robes. Gail got a robe. I got a robe. They're so nice. You gotta have a robe when you get old, huh? As a kid, I never had a robe. My mother bought me a robe once. I never wore it. Larry got a Fishman Loudbox Micro. It seems as good as my Henriksen and my Quilter. Wow. Hello from Davison, Michigan. You know, I have one of those as well. It does sound pretty good. Those are pretty nice little amps. They don't have as much headroom if you got to crank it up. That's my only beef about them. But they're a sweet sounding amp with a tweeter. And if you play an acoustic guitar, it's very nice. So, excuse me. Yeah, those are nice amps. Good for you. Now you got all three. You know what I do? I bring the Fishman when I do guitar shows. I bring the Fishman to play tracks through because it's got a tweeter, and I mean I know the Henriksen does too, but just so the tracks are separate from the guitar sound, so you're not overloading anything. So I like that. But that you got to crank that tweeter or that amp up. You do. You really do. Let's see. Anything else? Indoor, outdoor slippers are a must as well. Yes. Very good. Slippers, a pipe, a robe. Hugh Hefner, man. You guys are all like Hugh Hefner. That's what Gail said. I'm like the Hugh Hefner of guitar because I hang around in my robe all day. I noticed this was on while looking for something else. This time might probably be better for myself because I often miss the daytime show. That's really good to know. Thank you for joining us, and I appreciate it. And again, put in your 2 cents, you guys, because we love to hear it. And that's what helps us to make a decision. So thank you for that comment. Okay, what about resolutions? Okay, what about resolutions? What are you going to do differently this year that you maybe set out to do last year, but you didn't quite get it done? To be honest, if you don't make a resolution, you're not going to do it. So, oh gosh, what is his first name? Adams, who just passed away. I heard a wonderful comment from him. Uh, what is, help me out, Gail. What was his first name? They were honoring him on the Fox channel one day. A talk show host, a podcaster. He wrote the Delbert cartoons. Well, anyway, he said, I don't believe in setting goals. I believe in using systems, which is interesting. Okay, that's true. What kind of system are you going to use? Because you can't have one without the other. So if you have a goal, what is the system you're going to use to get it? Well, I'll tell you what some of my goals are. Well, just one or two. Scott Adams, thank you. Thank you. Locke, I know you always come through in a pinch, man. Scott Adams, yeah. Resolutions, yeah. My resolution. Well, one of the things I've put off, I'm really good at procrastinating. I figure why do it today when you can do it tomorrow? So I'm really good at that. But I'm going to change my evil ways, and one of the things that I want to do is to record a lot and record a lot of songs and arrangements I know how to play that I've never recorded. I've got a lot of lessons and tunes written out that I've never made any kind of lesson on. I want to do that. I also have a bunch of recordings in the can that need to be mixed. Finishing touches. It's a lot of work. So what is the system? Well, for me, when I get up in the morning, excuse me again. When I get up in the morning, first thing I do is make a cup of coffee. I drink a big glass of water. I take some prednisone, which is bad for you, but I take it. And then I go play my guitar. And a lot of times, well, most of the time, I'll sit down and not just play something I already played before a bunch of times, but experiment, find new things, and try to push myself, improvise over some chord changes, just try to look for something new, keep searching. Now, I've been doing that a long, long time. And that was also when I would sit down and learn a solo, learn a chord melody, learn this, learn that, is in the morning, first thing. If I wait during the day and say, okay, it's the middle of the day, I think I'm going to go play my guitar, that doesn't happen. It never happens. It just, everything else just kind of, for me, I just can't seem to hack out the time for that. So what I do is do it first thing. Now, what I want to do now is the first thing in the morning is to record. And that sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? Because you think, really, you got to warm up. Well, to be honest, when you start recording, there's a thing, why studio musicians get paid so much money? Because they're really good and they can play things precisely, in tune, in time, just perfect. And that's why they get a lot of money, because they're exceptional musicians. Recording will do that to you because the recorder doesn't lie. And so when I get up in the morning, and I've done it for a couple of mornings now and got a couple songs recorded, I'm going to keep going, and you got to get your recording chops together. And I've noticed just between 2 days, I'm a better at not only working the machines, but also playing. And you hear things like, I have a tendency to always, go like this, and that's annoying as can be when you hear it back, and I'm like, why am I doing that? Don't do that. It might work if you're playing rhythm guitar or something, but in a solo piece, don't do that. So I'm finding little things that I like, man, that's dumb. Or I'll find little chord moves that I thought I could do great, but now my hand went south, and so now I have to find a new way of doing it. And that's one thing that's really beautiful about the guitar is if you can't do something one way, there's a lot of other ways that you can do it. You got to be a problem solver. And if you read, I always quote Wes Montgomery, because if you read about him, he was a problem solver. You'd hear him say, "Well, I couldn't do this way, so I decided to do this." And they couldn't do this, I decided to do that. Couldn't do this, Okay, so being a problem solver. So that for me, doing the recording thing is going to be good. So we've got a couple of comments here. A resolution is to play at least a full set 5 out of 6 days, and hopefully start playing through changes with arpeggios. Good. So what's the system what time are you going to do that? So that's what you want to think about. Make sure, you and your wife are happy with that. Resolution to work through the Chuck Wayne and John Pisano chord comping books. That's good, Locke. So now you got to say, okay, you got to pencil in, when am I going to do that? 6:30 to 11:30 every morning. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. That's right. Boy, that's 5 hours. Man, you're serious. I know you're a serious guy, Eddie. And, Joe Pass said, you want to get good? 5 hours. Yeah. And then I've heard stories. Charlie Parker, 13-hour days of practicing. Yeah, obviously he didn't have a job, so I don't know, living on I don't know where he lived when he did that, but that's good, Eddie. And you got to push yourself. All right, I'm going to play a little tune for you, because this is one of the tunes that I started recording, and I did a little recording of it, and so I'm going to play it for you. What the hell? See if it works. They're fixing a hole. Beatles. Yay! Thank you, thank you. Wes, I need your sound effects, man. Um, you know, you can play that song 100 times and you screw it up. There's a wonderful little saying from Chet Atkins. Hey, you know, so you know, I think it was oh, I forget who was playing for him, and it was this prepackaged arrangement. Everything was precise and blah blah. What are you gonna do when you screw it up? Because it'll happen. What are you gonna do? You got, you know, so you gotta know the harmony, yeah, of a fingerstyle tune. You gotta know everything about it. All right, before we continue on, what I want to do is I want to talk about this guitar. And wait a minute, Sylvia did say, what amp am I using on this song? I'm using the Henriksen, and I'm also going direct. So I'm using those two things. Before we move on, I want to talk about this guitar. Okay, I had a fella, Robert, has been emailing me. He's interested in this guitar, and I had forgot that the pictures on the website of the new Eagle Classic was of the old one that I had before. And so he kept saying, well, the serial number, you know, he asked me what, he said the serial number said it was made last year. I said, no, it's a brand new one. So this is the newest one. And I think Wes has put some, let's see, I'll take this off so you can see the serial number if you wanted to. Anyway, the Eagle Classic is basically an L5 with not the fancy appointments. The binding is single ply binding, but you have the 5-piece neck. This particular neck on this guitar is on a thin side. I like, wow, that's really nice. You know, even though, you know, when they make a neck, by the way, at Heritage, it's not made by a machine. You know, there's a guy there on a big belt sander doing it. So they're all a little different. All right, so here's the back on this guy. Let me go over to this camera. It might be. It's a nice, the lights don't help the color on this. To me, it looks awful, kind of reddish, but it's not. And then the top is a solid spruce top, maple sides and back, solid woods, gold hardware, ebony fretboard. You don't need markers. You got them on the side here, so no worry. If you're like me, you're not looking at the you know, you're not looking at the, what fret am I on? You know, you're looking here with these guys. Anyway, it's brand new guitar. It's a virgin guitar. Never been out gigging or anything. It's a beautiful guitar. And it's shiny, yeah. You got your finger tailpiece, which, and I've already set the guitar up. Sometimes you got to whittle down the nut a little bit, which I did. Yeah. So it's a beautiful sounding axe. All right, so let's do some comparisons, shall we? All right, here's what it sounds like direct. All right, that's direct. Now, I'm going to go over to the Henriksen. Now, are we hearing that loud enough? And of course, you know, you got to dial them in. You got to dial the amp. And we did that a while ago, but not on this guitar. But it's got a nice big sound. Now let's listen to the Quilter. Are we getting enough volume on that? And here's all three going at once. And before we do that, let's hear it acoustically. Here it is, acoustically. Yeah. It's a nice sound. It's funny. Add a little acoustic with some of the other things, and here's what you get. That's direct and some acoustic too. Okay, there is the guitar, and you heard the two amplifiers. You heard it direct through the board, through our Pro Effects Mackie board, and acoustically. The guitar is in beautiful shape. This is like a lifetime guitar, you know what I mean? Buy once, cry once. Okay. Oops, don't go away. Okay, any other comments about, let's see. Thank you, William. Great looking guitar, Dwight. Yep. Sure is shiny. That sure is a shiny guitar. It's one of the shiniest things I've ever. It is. What was that? Name things that are shiny. All right. Beatles, Lenham 64. Yeah, you get a 1-year subscription to the Guitar College library when you buy a guitar from me, and I set it all up. Excuse me. Okay, let's move on, shall we? You know, have you guys been seeing the 12 tips we've got for 2026? I hope you have. And I want to just kind of run them through very quickly on what they are, because I think they can help you. I think they could help me, for crying out loud. And I go in, and I'm a little more elaborate on the, I'm just going to run through them, but on these little short videos, they're about 3 minutes. Garden Love. Robert here. I'll buy it. I sent you an email. You will not be disappointed, Robert. It's one of the best investments you're going to get. You're going to have fun. It's a 17-inch, and if you know, a lot of people like, oh, I want an L5. I gotta have an L5, and then they get it, and then it's like, man, this guitar is big. One of the problems with an L5 is it's very deep. 3.5 inches, 3 5/8. A lot of times, man, guys aren't used to that. This is 3, so it's you get the big sound, but only with the 3 inches. So you're good. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the tips for 2026. Now, before we do that, one of the things that you have to say to yourself is, what kind of commitment am I willing to make this year to learn this, to have fun with this guitar? One thing about music, as opposed to playing football, you can do it for the rest of your life. There was a video, and we were going to show it, a guy 104 playing the national anthem on a sax. Did anybody see that? Was that a soccer game or a hockey game, I think? Anyway, 104, World War II vet, playing Star Spangled Banner on a saxophone. Standing ovation. So, yeah, the point is you're going to be with this a long time, right? So what you want to do is say to yourself this year, what kind of commitment do I want to make monetarily, time-wise, and heart and soul-wise? You know what I mean? So you do have to actually make a commitment. Now, most of you guys have all had other jobs. You're either retired now or still working, but you love guitar and you want to get into it and play and learn and have fun, play with other people. You can't fall off a guitar like riding a bike. So that's one nice thing. You're not going to get hurt. But so you want to say to yourself, what am I willing to do? So once you decide on that, okay, now these 12 things are going to help you. Number 1, keep a practice record. And the theme I want you to go with is prepare, plan, execute, and journal. And that's really important. So I want to show you something. Oh, before we go on, sorry, here's the Beatle collection on the library. You can get just Fixin' a Hole, or you can get the whole Beatle collection. Okay, just wanted you to see that. All right, also this is on the library, free resources, a practice log. So you're going to say what time, what day it is, when did I start, when did I finish, do some simple math, find out what you practiced, and then what you might do is write down what you're going to practice in the next day. So lesson practiced, you'd write in there what you're going to do. So, and then how many hours you did it. And it doesn't have to be a lot of hours, okay? You could have like 2 20-minute periods a day. Very important. Okay, that is on the free resources on the library. The next thing I want you to think about is find your happy place to practice. So your place to practice should all be set up with the music stand, a light, your amp right there, your cord, your guitar, your chair, a place for your beverage. It should all be ready to go. So all you have to do is just sit and jump in there and go. It's like having a real reliable, nice car. It's all taken care of. You just get in and go. You don't have to check the oil, do all this stuff. You don't have to waste time trying to figure out what you're going to do. It's already there laid out. You got your tracks, if you use them right there. You got your metronome. But it's a happy place. And you can't wait to get there. You have pictures of your favorite guitar players up there. I know if you guys, want a special autograph picture of me, I'm sure. Never mind. So you can get all those favorite little places and just have it all ready. It should be your happy place where you look forward to going. Number 3, stay focused. It is so hard to stay focused nowadays. You go on YouTube and, wow, maybe I ought to learn this blues lick. Oh, wait a minute. This guy's got a 2-5-1 thing. Barry Harris has got this. This guy's got that. Sandra Sherman's got this. This is cool. It's like, geez. You got a bunch of disjointed stuff, and it's like, I get calls from guys all the time. But I don't know how to put it all together. I get that. And even in the library, we do have methods, if you will. But in the beginning, like we have the morning workouts, which is a whole series of things. I've got the jazz guitar starters, whole series of things. So it's really important. So try to stay focused. Number 4, practice daily. Practice daily. Don't miss a day. If you're going out of town, take your guitar. Don't miss a day. Especially don't miss 2 days. And especially don't miss 3. You get the idea? Don't miss a day without having your hands on the guitar. Very important. A lot of musicians got good back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s because you could play 5 and 6 nights a week in one location at a bar for 6 months straight. And your hands were on that guitar 5 nights a week. 5 hours, 5 nights a week. So that's how they got good. So practice daily. Number 5. Robert, you're going to like this. Buy a new guitar. What gets you motivated more than having a new guitar or a new amp or a new pedal or something new? Something that's like, wow, I can't wait to get in and try this out. I find if I get another guitar, get a new guitar, man, that's all I can do is keep your hands off it and want to play it. So that's number 5. Number 6, attend a guitar event. There's guitar shows. In your local community, you can find guitar players playing places. Come to our jazz fest. Come to our workshop. There's plenty of things. Get out there. Get out of the house and go hear somebody play. Go to an event. Something that will motivate you. I think it's really, motivation is such an important aspect. A lot of times, especially if you're by yourself, it's hard to keep yourself motivated all the time. It's rough. Join our live stream, which you guys are doing, and hopefully I can motivate you. Come on now. Keep going. So attend an event. Here's number 7's a rough one. Record yourself. In your happy place, you got to have a recorder. It can just be your phone. But when you practice, when you get done with your session, record what you did. Make a note on your practice planner where this recording is. You're not going to be happy with the recording. You're going to listen to it and think, oh, God, that sucks. It happens to all of us. Okay, so what you have to do is stand back away from it. Don't listen to it right away. Don't listen to it till the next day. Listen to it and give it a few days. Come back and think, oh, well, that's not as bad as I remember. And that's how recording is. You get so close to something that you see every flaw. And so, but when you stand back, it's like, oh, well, that's pretty good. I'm right with the metronome there. I got a nice sound. Whatever it is, whatever you're working on. But use that recorder. That's your actually good buddy. All right, next, number 8, Band in the Box. Buy Band in the Box. It's a wonderful little program. Buy a metronome. Make sure you got a metronome. Playing in time is so important. Now, here's the problem with any track you use, and I talk about this a lot on the tips, is you can float over a track and not be responsible for the time. That's no good. When you play with a metronome, you are responsible for the time. And you're floating all over a track, it doesn't matter. So you want to make sure that you're not just using a track. Now, the other problem with a track is if you keep using it all the time on the same song, I've heard people say, I forgot what the chords are even. So when you sit down with Band in the Box, the first thing you need to do is play the chords, so you remember the chords. Very important. Don't just even if you're working on doing solo work, solo improv, play the chords to the song first. All right. Number 9, use a practice method. A practice method might be something like the penny practice theory, which we'll talk about. Learning to transpose. Learning to play things in groups of 5 or in repetitions of 5. So if I'm working on something, I play it 5 times. One little piece of the song. Make sure you play it 5 times. And I go into that on the tip video. Make sure you watch it. The next, number 10, play for somebody. Really important that you constantly play. That you play for something. Sorry to interrupt. Locke had a funny thing here. I'm reading this here. Wives also make the comment that you disappear for hours at a time. Oh, also make the commitment that you please go practice. Get out of here. Okay. All right. That's one way to do it. All right. Play for somebody. Get a gig. And we talk about this too on the tips. Make sure you watch the video. Play for somebody. Your friends, your family, your kid, anybody. Anybody. Play for somebody. Get a gig. Get out there. Play. Performing is why you probably started on this thing. So you can't ignore that all the time. Number 11 is share what you know. If you really want to learn something, teach it. If you really want to learn something, teach it. You don't have to have a formal student. You can just be a buddy. Hey, I want to show you this I've been working on. Check it out. Teach it. Teach it. When you teach, you solidify that information and you become better. Actually, many times the student becomes the teacher. The student will say, hey, pose a question, and it's like, oh, geez, now I really got to think about this. So that's really important, and it helps solidify what you are doing. And our last thing is to join the Guitar College community. Now, the Guitar College, well, obviously you're here. You're here at the, sorry, I read a comment there. You're here at the live stream, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining. But you're part of the community, and that's really good. Also on the live stream, if you come over here under the community button, you can pose questions, people answer them, stuff. That's kind of neat. Now, something we're going to be doing, and that's having a Q&A session on the library, so you can ask questions to me directly. We'll find a time for an hour sometime a week, and then you can ask questions directly to me, and hopefully I'll have the answer. And if not, you will teach me, and I will get the answer. Okay? So join our community. It's come to the Jazz Fest. Come to the Yosemite Workshop. It'll change your life. Okay. that's enough of that. Okay, what do we got going here on the message board? Armando. Armando, do you still have that? What was that guitar? Remember that one? Obviously, I hope you still have that one. That was that from the 50s or early 60s? That 175 one pickup. That was a great axe. How do you access the practice planner? Well, you go to the Guitar College library, and it's under free resources. We're somewhere around here. Essential morning workouts. Free resources right there. Free resources. See that? Free resources. You come on down here. 12-step practice, New Year's resolutions, practice planner right here, and you download it. Guitar player notebook, practice log, a song planner. Got a few things on there. So that's where it is. Wasn't that cool how I just pulled that right out like that? Yeah. Let's see. Jimbo, it seems that learning tunes is the best way to progress on guitar. Applying what you have learned. Then you'll be directed to things you need to learn to master the song. I agree. Good point, Jim. Gary, question. After setting up the practice room and opened up your library, where does a beginner start? Chords, single notes? Yes. I'll tell you where I would start. I would start with the morning workouts. But first, you want to understand the cycle of fourths, and then the morning workouts. Guitar Player's Essential Morning Workouts. There's a whole bunch of things. Then you want to come over here to scales and arpeggios. Start on there, like on Rethinking Arpeggios. And then jazz beginners, transitioning into jazz, chord families. All of these things are good for you to start on. You got to understand chord families, very important. And then you come on over, and then you get into Dirty Dozen jazz chords. Come on over to the Dirty Dozen jazz progressions. And there's a whole series of those things where you're comping chords. Yes, you want to work on your single note playing and your chord work. And then you'll get into improv and some ideas. But also, you want to get into some chord melodies, I think are very, very helpful. Tom Rotella, I just talked to him not too long ago. January 17th at the Great. Okay, sorry, I took a detour there. I hope that helps you. You know, as far as fingerstyle playing, you want to find some of these arrangements out. There is a fingerstyle arranging course in the library that you could take too. That would be really good too. So I know it's a little overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff on here. But I think those would be good places to start. Okay. What do I think about the Epiphone ES175? Premium. I didn't know there was 2 levels of those. I have no opinion on that. I only played one once at a Guitar Center. You know, it wasn't set up. Played like, So I don't know. And I didn't plug it in, and it's like, if you want a 175, I'll tell you what, man. Look into the Eastman 371, 372. Those are good choices. Eastman is a nice choice. If you can spring for the $1,700 or so, the Pisano AR 480 is a great way to go. I've got as far as guitars coming in, hold on a second. Before we do that, I wanted to mention this. In the community that we had here, a fella had wrote, I saw the promo for the Theory for the Road. I'm interested. How do I get into it? The new year is a good time to start. And that would be a good thing for whoever just wrote and said about where do I start. Theory for the Road is important too. If you think about your guitar playing, think about it as three pillars. Theory. Theory is the language of music. You got to know it. People, as soon as you say, this note here is a D sharp or an E flat. Well, you just did theory. Okay? Now, if you said that note is the note on the fourth fret of the second string, and if you didn't even call it the B string, okay, well, then that's not theory. But if you said, well, that's a D sharp or an E flat, well, that's theory. Okay? So the more you learn about it, the more interesting it is. So you want to learn as much of that as you can. But my point is, somebody posed a question on here, and Jim wrote back and said they're audio files. So Jim looked at that. By the way, Jim owns this guitar that I'm going to be showing. And there is theory. It's changed to theory on the go because we realize a lot of people like to read it, like to listen to it when they're on the can, as opposed to driving a car, They're not going to work anymore, but they spend a lot of time on a can. So, theory on the go. No, that's not why he changed it. All right. Tom Rotella at the Grape. That's fantastic. I'd like to see him. Anyway, a couple other comments. Yes, the 1966 175. That was a sweet guitar. Damn. I'm glad you got it too, man. Armando's a wonderful player. Where did you move to? From L.A. He moved to Ohio or something. James McLemore is here. Switch to Wednesdays. I missed the memo. Sorry, James. The scale and arpeggio classes really add another dimension to the way I look at them. Available now. Oh, yeah, the live classes. Thank you, Locke. Popcorn, can you ask Heritage if they will let you test run their new H717? I laugh because they'll say no. I think. I wonder if they're going to be. I wonder if they're going to be at the NAMM. So I'm sure they will. They will. I want to see if Pete Farmer. I think I messaged him. We'll see if he's going to be there. But anyway, the point is that guitar is a custom order. I don't think they'll let it out. And to be quite honest, I don't like shipping guitars. It's always a crapshoot. So I don't know if they'd be that happy too. But you know what? I could ask them. What are they going to say? No. if you come across another 60s, one pickup, 175, I will let you know. Keep your eyes open because we always go here and put it on here. Okay. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you about. Did you guys have a bunch of Christmas gigs, New Year's gigs, and all that? You probably did. So I was playing this gig, a little Christmas party with a couple of real fine players in Solvang, over by where we do the fest. I met a wonderful bass player, a really nice guy, and he's really plugged into the Santa Barbara music scene, and he put together this tribute to David Crosby and all that stuff. So anyway, we're playing this gig, and this girl comes up and she wants to sit in, and she's, hemming and hawing and, trying to sing a song, and she says, well, let me get my friend. Hold on, Sean. Come on over here, Sean. And this girl goes, well, this is Sean Cassidy. And I said, oh, hey, Sean Cassidy, wait a minute. I thought you were dead. Which, I don't know why I said that. It just came out. And he said, no, that was my brother, David. I'm like, oh. And then I told him, hey, I saw David he was producing the Rat Pack show, the Desert Inn, right? Yeah, Bobby Caldwell, and I said he got up and did Bobby Darin and just knocked it out of the park, man. He said, I know, that was really good. So anyway, he said, well, what do you want to sing? I says, I don't know. I said, well, why don't you sing a Christmas song? All right. So he did Chestnuts, and he sounded very good. And what I liked about him is he sang in tune. He knew when to come in. He was not squeamish or anything. He sounded great. So I was very happy. And Sean, sing another, and everybody's at the parties digging it. So that was really fun. So Sean Cassidy sat in with the band. So then the next day, you get a call from the band leader, and he says, hey, Sean's got a Christmas party. He wants us to come on play. And I'm like, okay. So, okay. So we go to his house, which is in Solvang, and play his Christmas party. Yeah, the place is packed, and I think he's got a lot of kids, but he's a lot of alcohol, a lot of kids, and I call them kids. They're 30 and 40. Sean, I think, is 67. So it was kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, he sang a bunch, and he had his a friend, this girl that I think is his musical director or something there. So check this out. Here's this picture of us. There we are. There he is. So that was nice. He had a nice house. And he's on the road now. He's going on the road. He does a show. He does a show on the road. And I said, well, if you ever need a guitar player, let me know. He said, well, that's my nephew plays. I said, it's better off keeping a family. So anyway, that was a kind of a thrill for me. And then, okay, we leave the gig, and it's pouring rain. Right? And I have a dolly. I have this fold-up dolly. It's the best piece of gear I own. So I got all my junk on this dolly, and I roll it in. And it's not raining. But when I go to leave, it's pouring rain. And so everybody grabs my stuff and runs out to the car with it, and they get in and go. and I forgot my dolly. My dolly. I left my dolly at John Cassidy's house. So I had to call the musical guy and the the guy that got the gig and said, "Hey man, I need to come back and get." It's like that Seinfeld episode where George leaves something at this girl's house so he can come back to see her again. I was like, weird. So, but anyway, I went back and got it. They said they'll leave it outside. So they did. It was funny. All the lights were on in the house. I ring the doorbell. Nobody comes. So I just picked it up and left. All right. That was my big deal. All right. Where are we at now? Hope you're doing well, Armando. Yes, we are doing Switch to Wednesdays. Okay, let's see. Will you ever sell your orange custom Gibson archtop? Is that the Christmas one you mean? That looks orange, kind of orangish, but it's not. Yeah, I might. That's right, Locke. He was a Hardy boy. And I was trying to think, because before we played at his house, I typed in a thing and I realized, oh wow, he was with Mike Curb Records. Well, when I was in Thousand Oaks, I was doing demos for this guy, Harley, his name was, and he was like Mike Curb's right-hand man, supposedly, and I would do demos for him. And he would take me over to Mike Curb's place where he had these not NASCAR, Formula One cars. He had a bunch of Formula One race cars. And so I was trying to think when I got there that I to mention that guy's name, but I forgot. All right. Custom shop Gibson and very ornate. Yes, I've been thinking about selling that, but it's really expensive. There's only 3 of those over I don't know how many years. There's a natural one, a white one, and a red one. So if you're really interested, you'll have to email me, and then we'll go from there. Bruce, is this Bruce Adolph? I'm probably not going to go to NAMM. I might go Thursday. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I guess you're doing the night of the worship there? Night of worship, I hope? No way, the Christmas guitar. It's a beauty. It sure is a beauty. God. All right. All right, we got to get going here. The time flies when you just yak your butt off. Thank you for sticking with me, you guys. Let's see. Guitars in and out. Oh, no, let's talk about the Jazz Fest. Oh, my gosh, you guys. The Jazz Fest. Here it is. Remember, the Jazz Fest, that the tickets, right? You want tomorrow the price will go up, or the next day. You got to buy them now. Please buy them now. Don't wait. And you got to come to this, for crying out loud, you guys. Look I'm going to be there. John Story, Larry Kuntz. Larry Kuntz it's got more recording credits than anybody I know. My God, it's unbelievable. David Becker, coming from Ohio. Adam Levy with the Nora Jones thing. Tim Lurch, Seattle. Pat Kelly, played with George Benson. And Natalie Cole. Shaw McGowan, coming from Denver. Wolf Marshall. Mike Dana, the most excellent teacher. Craig is doing or Greg is doing a gypsy jazz thing. Wayne Goins from Kansas City. Nate Lopez, if you haven't ever heard him play, he's got like a million strings, and it's amazing. Brad Verbuchen and Adam Levine, Brad from the LA Music Academy. Adam did the Dick Grove Music School, ran it. So these are pretty quality people. But the price is going to be going up, for crying out loud, so you got to get your tickets. Yes, sir. Okay, guitars in and out. Okay, a guy called up and said, would you order me a D'Angelico Sweet 16? I want one of those. That sounded really good. First he wanted the Soho, and then he saw the thing with the Sweet 16s, and I think I'd like the Sweet 16. So I said, okay. So I ordered that, and I ordered another one too, just because, what the hell. So I've got one of those coming in that Sunburst, and I've also got an XL1 Premier, which, by the way, the fellow that was asking about the Epiphone 175, you want to check out this Premier. That'll be in Sunburst too. And a Premier, if you remember, the Premier is, whoops, I'm sorry, right here. And that's like $1,200. It's a beautiful guitar, except the one I'm getting will be in Sunburst. It'll be like the one right there. Okay. Oh, by the way, Bruce Foreman, I think, will be at the Jazz Fest as well. FYI. Then let's see. Oops. So that I've got that coming in. I'm going to be doing a video on this Super Eagle very soon. I've got this. I'm wearing out. I don't think I can stand up and pick up these guitars and show them right now. But this guitar right here, I got a Sweet 16. It's a 99, and that's a sweet guitar. That's on consignment as well. And then I've decided I am going to sell this. It's a 46 or 48. I don't know the exact. It's hard to get the exact year on this, but it's one of the first ones when they went to the bigger body, ES 150. And I played this with the original pickup. And I played this guitar before. I'll do another thing on that as well. Those are on the website. Let's go over to the website and take a look. Yeah, here it is. It's a gorgeous guitar. It's got a replaced pickguard, tailpiece, and tuners. Got that. This guitar, I'm getting refretted. Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot. This guitar, I'm getting refretted. This is what I was trying to show you right here. That is the 150. So I'm getting this one refretted. So I thought, well, maybe I'll sell that one. And then the Eagle, I don't think that's up here yet. But anyway, I'll be making videos of those. So let's see if I could. Wonder if I could do that. Any requests, you guys? How about this? All right, enough of that. Somebody want to take 5? Let's see. something like that. Yeah, sure, I met a girl once. Norwegian. Okay, Jimbo gang, go to the Jazz Fest. If you like guitar and amazing guitar players, you'll have a blast. There's a jam room too. Yeah. Get your tickets. Get them while they're hot. I think we're about. Let me just a couple other things here. So check out this. I got this pedal right here. This is what I'm using to demonstrate the guitars. Now this has got, you can put 3 outputs with 1 input, and it's also got a ground lift, which is kind of important. Get rid of that buzz. So that's kind of neat. This was Wes's idea. You can thank him. He's the one, man, do that so people can hear all the amps, and you can, when you demo a guitar, they can hear it under all circumstances, which I think is a great idea. So, if you're interested in one of those, go get one. Now, what else is up here? All right, so, we got a call. A guy called and signed up for the camp because he saw it in Downbeat magazine. And that's like, thank you, Downbeat. They let you put an ad in there, and Downbeat sends downbeats to the camp to hand out to all the students, which is real nice. Talk about a staple of the jazz community. Downbeat is about the best you can get. Downbeat's been around forever. Now, I thought that was really, really cool. Now, the camp songs will be coming out soon, so don't worry about it. We'll be doing that, but I want to show you something. Let me see if I can. I need to switch this over. Hold on once. Oh, shoot. If you go to the Yosemite if you go to the Yosemite, even if you just go here, scroll down. This is guitarcollege.com. Get on the Yosemite Workshop and watch this video. And Wes was saying, why don't you show them some of the performance things? And let's see if we can. Oh, come on now, don't do that. Oh, shoot, I had it playing this morning.
And so because it felt.
Oh, crud.
But
well, I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, I had it playing. Maybe we'll do it next week. But it's kind of fun to see on this video guys playing, and they're getting their critique. And we don't try to put two people down. We try to get them, encourage people. Here's Wes doing a little video on this. But go check this video out. I think you'll enjoy it. A lot of bands, and you'll just have a blast. So, the Yosemite Workshop coming up in June. Okay, well, you guys, I'm going to call it quits. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. That's real sweet. Thank you for helping us out. And by the way, we're going to need help. Major help, man. because we want to do some new things, and a lot of times things don't always go as planned, as you probably know, and especially since you've been watching this show. But I want you to think about helping us out when you hear the call that, hey, we're going to be doing a live thing coming off the library or something like that. Please give us please join in. Now, I think we're going to do this again next Wednesday evening. So please join us again. By the way, the Take 5 lesson is a single note lesson on the webpage. It's not what I played here, but someday this is an example of man, I need to... working that out, because that's, like I said, I got a lot of lessons. But thank you for all you regulars that join. Thank you so much. And you know who you are. You guys like this time now? Okay, see you next time. Thank you, guys. Okay, how do you get out of here? We lost the mouse.